Today on Apocalypse Auto, we rescue this 1968 Fiat from a crumbling garage and bring it new life.
Oh my god, Tyler is gonna die in a tragic garage collapse.
So our next projects are going to be this old Honda motorcycle and this 1968 Fiat that we got for free that have been sitting in this crumbling garage since before I was born.
I'm gonna have to find a key for it.
Oh, is it all locked up?
No, it's steering spins.
I didn't even think about the fact that we don't have keys for either of these vehicles.
63,000 miles. Door works. Booby trap.
We don't know a lot about these two vehicles' history, but what we do know is that they're free, and we're trying to rescue them from this old crumbling garage that is due to be torn down in a couple of days. So the first step in trying to rescue these crusty old vehicles is to drag this motorcycle over to Wayne's truck, get it up onto the flatbed, and then tow it over to Shane's shop so we can try to get this thing running.
Tyler, are you even helping this situation?
I'm pushing it.
I'm just giving you shit because I'm not doing anything, as usual.
Not enough foot space though for the rungs.
Not enough foot space for the rungs. Here, point this thing at that guy.
Piece of metal just fell off the muffler. It's flying.
It seems to be doing it. I know I've seen it do it before, and somehow I'm still freaked out by it.
Alright, you want to start swinging it in this way?
This way?
Yep. Yep, go on straight.
Oh, you're going on gay. Yep. Freaking me out. Not used to floating motorcycles.
Well, how'd I got my motorcycle on my truck?
You do have a motorcycle on your truck.
Now, if it was just one that was worth a shit.
Oh, you know how this show works, Wayne.
So after getting this Honda motorcycle up onto Wayne's flatbed, it was time to pop on over to Shane's shop and see what he thought of our free motorcycle.
That's ridiculous.
Held on to it until the day he died, and we came in to save it.
It would have gone to the scrapper. No, it will live again. Hey, it's got cruise control.
So after getting it to Shane's shop and getting it off the flatbed, it was time to see if we were going to be able to revive this old Honda motorcycle. No!
That's patina. What? Is it still liquid oil?
It is. Barely. It's pretty sticky. That's a good sign.
That is a good sign. Yeah.
88.
88.
30 years since it's been registered.
That's crazy.
Hey, it says not to use that on the chain.
It doesn't count for what it's after 30 years.
And we need to make sure that it has 5/8 to an inch of slack.
Score.
Nice. Now I can work it with a screwdriver.
Yeah. I know why it won't start. There's no battery.
You think that's the only reason it won't start, Wayne?
Oh yeah, definitely.
The sole reason.
That's the only reason this motorcycle won't start right now.
I think I got no power. Original Honda tools.
Look at how dusty it is.
Oh, baby.
Wow.
That's absolutely everything you need to work on this motorcycle.
That's impressive, dude. Maybe there's a spare key in there.
God, we could only wish. But how would you get to it? Oh, my spare key's in the tool bag.
So we're like working on this bike and there's literally a forest growing over here on the seat.
So after getting this bike to a certain point where we were going to try to get it to turn over, we realized that there was way too many spiders crawling all over this thing. So Shane decided to wheel it over and spray it off with the pressure washer.
The light is on.
Wiki.
Oh, oh, no way, dude. It turned over. What? Dude, that is the greatest thing that could have just happened. Shane doesn't even act surprised. He's like, that's what I was doing this whole time. I'm always surprised when this shit actually, something goes right. That always blows my mind.
Oh,
Is that a rat nest, dude?
maybe that mouse was living in this thing, and when we pulled it out, it got squished. That's why the wheel wouldn't spin.
There's a mouse.
Stuck it in.
Wow, there's an air cleaner in there.
Somewhere.
I wouldn't have guessed. Dude, what? It's way cleaner than you would have ever imagined.
That's not chewed on.
Yeah, the mice didn't eat it. Dude. There's a lot of seat pods.
So after spending all night working on this Honda motorcycle, Shane pulled out every trick in the book, including pulling off the gas tank of his other motorcycle to try to get this thing running. But we realized it was going to take more than just one night's worth of work to get this motorcycle running again. So we had to hit the hay so we could get up early in the morning and go rescue our sweet free Fiat 124 Sport, drag it out with the winch on my Blazer, and then we're going to try to figure out if we can get this thing moving under its own power. Oh, weird. That's a weird little door handle. Oh, God. That stinks. Whew.
Open her up.
Oh, dude. I think it doesn't even smell like mold. It smells like pee. A family of mice have been living in here for generations or something. Oh, it does have plates, dude. 1982. Oh, damn, does have a little bit of rust back here. Yeah, big old honking tree. So after checking out our new Fiat, we climbed up the hill to look at how badly dilapidated this old garage was. And then it was time to pull the Blazer in and tow the Fiat out.
Oh, nice.
Flexible though.
That's good. Oh, yeah? It doesn't turn to dust.
Solid, yeah. And it's not falling apart.
It stinks in here.
It does.
Glove box? There is a glove box. I don't know. What is that? Is crack pipe? Oh, it's a window wing. They're both wired shut. Oh, look at that cool bottle opener. Look at the driving gloves. Those are classy.
You know what you were doing? It was locked up because the steering wheel was locked. I wiggled the steering wheel and then it kicked over.
Well, no, it wouldn't even go into the slot.
Shane just has a magic touch when it comes
I
to cars.
know, I
Like,
know.
he walks into the room and the car starts. How can you be mad at such an awesome...
Because I tried it all those keys so many times. So many times.
I can't get over how tiny it is.
Ah.
Yeah. Dude, there's definitely a mouse living in the air cleaner.
Got a problem here. The cap won't come off the valve. The valve came out of the tire. Oh!
Can't believe you ripped out the frickin' tire stem.
I know. How the hell?
Yeah, God. Now what are we gonna do? This thing's worthless.
Oh, dude, my hand touches. All right, give Wayne the thumbs up. Oh, it reeks. Something definitely died in here. After successfully towing this Fiat over to Wayne's house, it was time to dig through all this garbage and see what was treasures and what was junk.
Look at how that whole thing is about to all separate. That's bad.
Anybody want to buy a trunk lid? Real cheap. Need some Bondo.
It's fine. Oh.
So after clearing out the trunk a little bit, we discovered that the gas tank is located right on top, which is going to be pretty helpful because we'll probably need to clean out all the old stinky fuel in this thing. And we also found these old jugs of oil that are still sealed. The oil's still in there, and as far as we can tell, they're from 1982 because that's when the last license plate was on this thing. And then Shane found this old note in the car from the guy who owned it, kind of telling off some mechanics that had done some previous work on this thing.
This effort of yours lacks professionalism. You call the thermostat housing fixed. This is sloppy, temporary approach to fixing. I want that SOB tapped.
Wow.
I want the thermostat in there, and I want it done right. No one asked you to change the oil, and I doubt you did it for free. You missed certain weak points not picked up on last year. Worn stuff, blah blah. Your sloppy work caused my wife a lot of inconvenience. Get this straightened out. Dan Twilly.
Wow.
Look at how nice people's handwriting was back then. Mine's like shit.
March 1985.
From the year I was born.
And when we got there, we decided it was about time to clean all the garbage out of this car and try to figure out why it smells like a rat's nest.
Ready. That's going on the steering wheel.
So after cleaning all the crap out of this old Fiat, I could not figure out where the dead mouse smell was coming from, and so there was only one place left to look: inside of the headliner.
Oh, dude, come look at this. It's even worse than imagined. Ah! That is a rat's nest, dude.
Yeah.
So after discovering the source of the stench, it was time to move on to see if we could get this Fiat to move under its own power.
Done.
Pretty in there. It's nice. You see the shiny cam and everything?
Oh wow, dude.
Rusted or old? Or...
That's pretty impressive.
I figured there'd be surface rust. Well, you got some in there.
Oh, shenanigans.
Let's see if we can light it on fire.
Let's light this sucker. It's turning over. We're looking for a spark.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, you'll hear it and see it. Snap, snap.
So after amazingly getting this Fiat to turn over, we couldn't quite get it to run, so we figured the first thing we would replace would be the spark plugs, and after that, the condenser and the points, because when we were cleaning out the trunk on the Fiat, we found a couple old crusty points and condenser, so we know this is a reoccurring problem on these old Fiats.
Be that same.
After adding the new condenser and points to the distributor in the Fiat, it was time to give this thing another try and see if we could get this Fiat to run under its own power.
Yes! Oh! I was too late. No? It gets pretty good gas mileage. It runs for a second off like a drop. Dude, it's running. This thing is gonna drive.
It was cheap, and I don't really see anything wrong with it. So I was really skeptical that this wasn't going to do anything.
It's gonna drive today. We're driving this thing, even if it's 10 feet.
So after getting our spark issue figured out, the next step was to figure out how to get the fuel delivery system cleaned out. And so the first thing we had to do was get this old gas tank out of the back of the Fiat so we can show you the most apocalyptic way to clean a gas tank.
So that's the guard for the filler, which we can see is not really there anymore.
Wow.
That's what's holding us up.
Oh, it's coming now, I think. Oh, nice. Oh, you can hear it in there. Ooh, I wonder if I can see. Oh yeah, I can see it. That's. Oh, it stinks.
The walls are coated. And there's a nice layer of varnish. Alright, now it doesn't start. Someone sits back here and pedals.
We're like the Flintstones now.
Yep. A little bit of a rust product.
Yeah, dude, that's bad.
So the easiest way we can figure to clean out a small gas tank like this one is to put a little bit of diesel fuel in there to help clean some of the varnish off the sides, and then you put some lengths of chain inside and strap it to the side of your most apocalyptic vehicle, and then put it in drive and let the chains do the work.
See how that works. Smack my gas tank up.
So after securing the gas tank to the side of the tire with a ratchet strap, it was time to see if this crazy idea was gonna work out.
Oh god! You step out of the way. Just idle.
After letting the tire chains rattle around inside this gas tank for a little while, it was time to finally see if we were going to be able to make this Fiat move, even if it was only 10 feet.
Oh, come on, baby. Oh. Oh, yeah. Dude, it's running. Idling. Wow. Dude, full on running. If we had tires, we could drive it. Maybe. cannot believe that shit.
So after getting the Honda motorcycle and this old Fiat to show signs of life, they still need a lot of work before we'll be driving them down the road. And we've got tons of ideas for what we want to do to these things. Let us know what you think we should do down in the comments below. And we'll leave you tonight with another one of Shane's motorcycles that he rescued from a field. And, as always, thank you so much for watching.
Alright, cool.
Alright, yeah, this is the bike I've been working on for a little while. It's a 1988 Honda Shadow VT800, 1-year make. They decided that it was too similar to a Harley Sportster of the same year, so Harley sued Honda over it. You can see you've done quite a bit. Lowered the rear end 6 inches, hardtail now instead of soft tail, new tail lights, cut the fender. Obviously, as you can see, it's a drive shaft bike instead of chain driven, which I like better because you don't get any of the chain slap. It really takes off. Custom seat. Handlebars are actually just a pipe I found in the garage and bent to fit. It's nice eBay grips, and I like it. It's a lot shorter. It actually fits through a doorway, so you don't have to worry about that. That's good.
That's a good story, Wayne.